Little Miss Recap contains adult language and is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hey guys, it's Amy. I just wanted to mention that while we do touch on the California fires in this episode, it was early in the week and the disaster and the devastation was not known to us at the time like it is now. Our hearts go out to everyone in this fire's path, to everyone who's already lost things, who may still be going through this. Please stay safe. Do what you can. Please, if you are not in California, consider donating to the Red Cross. They can use all the help they can get to get people back on their feet and get them through this. And if you are one of our listeners, please check in the Backdoor Friends Facebook group. Let us know you're okay. And again, you're in our thoughts. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name is Amy.
And I'm Shabnam.
Hi, Shabnam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. I feel bad because we hopped on and we started to chat and I'm like, save it for the podcast. And we had to stop talking. So we wanted to talk about, guys, we're recording this on Wednesday and it's going to air on Saturday. But as of right now, parts of California are literally on fire, burning to the ground. Yeah. And you're a Californian.
I am, yeah, but I'm too far north, so I'm not affected by these fires, but I have a lot of friends down there, and, I keep seeing people's messages of, they're okay. Most of the people I know seem to be okay in the areas they are, but, there's a lot of wind, so I think that's the worry, is that it'll spread because of the wind.
I was messaging back and forth with Becca this morning, and she was saying it's like tornado force winds.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What is going on?
I don't know. And there was a small little tornado that touched down up further north. I want to say, kind of near Gilroy or something. A while back. It was crazy. I don't know. It's I don't know. Something's going on with the weather. People might say climate change.
I was just gonna say climate change.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Speaking of climate change, I started watching Landman. Have you watched it?
I haven't yet. No.
So I don't know your particular viewing tastes.
Okay.
But I have a real soft spot for anything cowboy, anything Western.
I do love
weird.
I do love McBee Dynasty, but not necessarily everything. Yeah, you gotta love that. There's so much eye candy and craziness, right?
I mean, we don't love it. We love to hate it.
Exactly.
Is pretty much, yeah. Billy Bob Thornton's in it.
Mm-hmm.
Who, I mean... Billy Bob Thornton,
that's your guy, right?
He's such a good actor.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
he's so funny.
Yeah,
Timmy and I, we, as Natalie would say, we lulled quite a few times watching episode 1. We were laughing, and I think it's because Billy Bob Thornton just has this way of delivering things. He's just very funny.
Okay,
and so he's in it. Yeah. John Hamm is in it, not looking great. We're not at peak John Hamm.
Okay, I was just looking at the cast list and I saw that. I was like, I'm surprised you're not equally as excited about him being in it.
Okay. Billy Bob is. I mean, Billy Bob in this looks a mess because his character's kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But, it's by Taylor Sheridan, the Yellowstone guy. Who I really think I just need to start a podcast called Taylor Sheridan. What are you doing? And just covering all his shows because I have such a love-hate relationship with him. Mm-hmm. He's such a good writer. Sometimes, but he's become this egomaniac, and it's destroying what he's writing. But Landman is about the oil and gas industry, and as we know through Yellowstone, which I really think just kind of got away from Taylor Sheridan the last few seasons. But because I don't feel like I'm going to go into this. I'm sorry, you probably could give a shit. But
no, I'm reading about it online. It actually looks really interesting. I'm like, maybe I'll get my husband to watch this because he doesn't overlap with my reality TV taste a lot.
Neither does mine. And that's, and believe it or not, the cowboy stuff usually is my idea. Okay. Timmy's very sci-fi. He wants to watch the Silo and stuff. He's, we did a whole Star Trek binge last winter. I'm the cowboy person. It's so ridiculous. But Yellowstone, I don't think Taylor Sheridan was set up or understood how to write a serial. Yellowstone was real tight for 2 seasons possibly 3. And then I think it just became this juggernaut that was driven by characters.
Mhm.
And he didn't really know like how to rein it in. Like
I
there was
see.
some really great stuff and some not. So I implore people, watch the first season of any Taylor Sheridan show, and it's probably some of the best writing you'll see. Like he's a good
Oh,
first
interesting.
season writer.
Mhm.
And so Landman, I don't know. I don't like this is going to be a new project for him. I'm just starting it. Episode 1 was really great. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes, but I'll be giving little land I almost said landmines. I'll be giving landmines. Little landman tidbits as I go through
Nice. I'm
the
gonna
next
try it.
few
I'm gonna
episodes of
watch it.
whatever I'm covering.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it and see how it goes too.
I will tell you that Timmy is quitting smoking.
Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
when we're watching and Billy Bob Thornton's like, "Ch, ch, 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 ch," and even
Uh-huh.
when we're watching Mad Men and they're smoking, like I feel so bad for him because
Yeah.
it's like all about smoking.
Oh
But
no.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
So
That's a hard thing to do. So good on
oh
him.
my God, it's so hard. It's so
Yeah.
hard. But what I think is helping is he's not around anybody who smokes anymore. Like
Mhm.
for a long time, I think, when he was out on construction sites, like everybody was smoking.
Right.
So it was like just something he did. And now it's like he's kind of the only one in our circle.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, I gotta, and
Yeah.
he's the kind of person like if he puts his mind to something, he'll do it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. He started the
Hopefully,
new year. So
yeah, hopefully it's not too hard.
yeah, it's one of the hardest things you can do,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think. But BDF, send your love and prayers to us.
Yeah,
Prayer chain,
yeah.
prayer chain. All right. What else did I have to say? Oh, are you watching Natalia Grace?
Oh, yes, I watched the 2 episodes last night. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy.
It's so the side characters in this
Mhm.
are delivering.
I can't wait to see Neil. I hope to see him in the next
I don't
episodes.
think we'll see him.
Really? Okay.
No, because they had him all blurred out and said he asked for his
Yeah, that's
identity to
true.
be concealed.
Yeah. Oh,
I
right,
wonder
right, okay.
if is he real? Who is he? Is it a George
Yeah.
Glass situation? Like what's going on here?
She's being catfished.
I don't know. Is his name Samuel Jacob Cooper? We don't know.
Right.
But is she still with him?
I don't
Unclear.
know. And there's definitely something there because she seems like, she for her to keep giving them money, it seems like they have something on her for sure. And I'm very curious about that.
This whole money situation, like you've listened to me for a long time, so you know when I get on my don't tread on me libertarian rants
Mhm,
sometimes.
mhm.
The idea that somebody else could take over this because she was a child at the time, this child's payment
Yeah.
has me so irate. Like it is so crazy to me how this kid's rights have been co-opted by everybody in her life. It drives me
Yeah.
insane.
There's so many ways that our system is set up to just assume that adults or caretakers or parents are kind and fair and, benevolent. And a lot of times they're not. It's
Thank
just
you. Well
really,
said.
yeah.
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 Um, the Manses are evil. They need to be stopped. I don't know. I only watched episodes 1 and 2, but so far I'm like, I was talking with Amanda about this morning. I'm like, I live and grew up in a very depressed area.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up around people like this, like
Oh,
people who will twist themselves into knots to get a social security check or to
yeah.
get, you know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate, but in, and you can partly say that a lot of jobs or wealth in this country is inaccessible to most people,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
especially if you're born with no means.
Right.
But, the man seemed to be doing this grift off
Yeah.
of what they can off the government, and they need to be stopped.
Yeah. They're just so controlling. I feel terrible for her.
Me too. I wonder how dark it's going to get.
I know.
The one guy in it, Robert Madewell,
Uh-huh. Yeah. I was going to ask you.
he's a convicted sex offender, like bad.
Okay. I just I was distracted kind of at the end, so I heard that in passing, and I was like, I'm gonna like look into that later. But so
I
is it
found it.
okay? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yikes.
it's not
Okay.
good.
Oh no.
I'm not believing anything he says. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to talk about something sort of fun?
Yeah. It's only slightly less dark, right?
This is Glitter and Greed, the Lisa Frank story. It was, oh my God, where did we watch this documentary?
Prime, I think.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
Amazon Prime. 2024.
Yeah.
2025? 2024.
Yeah. I
Came
think it
out
was
the end of the year.
right. Yeah, right at the end of the year. Yeah.
So you reached out to me. You really wanted to cover this with me.
I
Now,
loved Lisa Frank as a
I
kid.
have almost no experience with Lisa Frank
Okay.
as a
Yeah.
child. I think, I don't know, maybe I was like, maybe I was too old, but I wasn't, because it was popular in the 80s. That would have been me.
Yeah.
But I think it really took off in the 90s.
Yeah, I just loved all the colors and the commercials, like all the girls in the commercials. I was like, I want to be in a Lisa Frank commercial. Like it was awesome. I had the folders and the Trapper Keepers, and I just loved it.
Like, I remember it, but I think by the time, I'm trying to think of what Trapper Keepers I had. Like, I can't remember. You know, I just, in terms of like licensing and stuff like that, when I was a kid, I was so into, I know it sounds ridiculous, but I was so into like hair bands.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was getting like your Circus or your Hit Parade magazines and like cutting pictures of like CC DeVille out and putting those in my tablets, like doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't into anything cute and fuzzy.
Okay.
I should have been.
Yeah.
Although you could argue Tommy Lee was cute and a little fuzzy and still is.
You talk about your sister being like more kind of, I don't know if goth is the right word, but maybe that was her influence.
Oh, it was 100% Jenny's influence. I don't admit this openly very often, but I was completely brainwashed by my sister. Like whatever. She was just so cool in my book, and I wanted to do everything she did, even though we were complete opposites. It's really weird. So anyway, Lisa Frank, I almost had no experience with it, but I'm glad that you did.
Yes.
So Tracy Morrissey is the reporter who kind of broke open this case. And I also want to introduce a new category to my reviews of documentaries. So, when I review documentaries, I often say, should have been one episode, should have been a 2-hour movie. The new category is could have been an article.
Oh, okay.
And this could have been an article. And it was. It was a series of articles in Jezebel, we learned.
Yeah, it totally was. And I agree with you. But the nostalgia of seeing all the colors and the sketches, that was fun for me.
I think that's what most people responded to in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lisa Frank grows up in a Chicago suburb and goes to college in Arizona for art. She starts by designing stickers because collecting stickers was all the rage. Now, I was a huge sticker collector.
Huge. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I had tons of sticker books. I think I still have some. We had the Cabbage Patch Kids stickers. They were a big thing.
Yeah.
The puffy stickers, the scented stickers.
Yes. Yeah. And it's such a funny thing now when you think about it, because I'm like, I was literally just sticking them into a book.
Yeah.
It's such a like pre-internet kind of a hobby, because it's like, what is this for? But
what is the end game, right?
Yeah.
Like, at least with baseball cards, because my dad was kind of a baseball card collector when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Like, you had an item that you could sell down the road. But what were you going to do with a used sticker?
Exactly.
Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
So she had some like legit businesses when she was like in college and stuff. She's a little bit reclusive. She looks a lot like Rosanna Dana. What's her name's character? Gilda Radner's SNL character. Looks just like her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
She gets $1 million deal with Spencer Gifts. And I just remember Spencer Gifts was everything to us when we were kids. Like, you wanted to go into Spencer's. You hung out in Spencer's because that was the place to go. Guys, don't forget, we were mall rats.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. But the weird thing is, at least from my childhood time, I feel like Spencer Gifts was a lot more edgy than what we see in her Lisa Frank brand. So I was like, really? That's interesting. It's an interesting partnership.
It was long before Hot Topic, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's become like a weird sex store.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, okay.
It grew up with us, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
There's
so
still a little. It's funny though, because I had to get Jenny a gift, and I usually buy her like gag gifts and stuff.
Mhm.
And I wandered in there, and there's still a little like witchcraft section. You
Okay,
can
yeah.
get witchcrafty things.
Uh-huh, nice.
So Lisa Frank starts hiring artists, and many of these people, and I can attest to this, are thrilled to have jobs just working as artists.
Mhm.
Like, I think people take that for granted because as we go through this, you're going to hear about some real shitty work conditions.
Yeah.
And I think it's your natural response to say, well, why didn't they just leave? But I
Yeah.
think you have to understand how hard it is and how important it is for somebody who has a college degree in like digital art to be
Yeah.
able to work in that field.
Right. No, I
And
know. I was really feeling for them when they were talking about
yeah,
it, that, it's hard to find steady paying jobs. It's really hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa didn't create much of the art herself, but she had a lot of input on final products. So now we learn that James Green is hired in 1982, and he is the company's first full-time artist. They describe him as kind of like a Jim Dan Laundry type
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
I watched almost the entire series of The Jersey Shore, right? When it was on, like, you would not think that of me.
I wouldn't, because I'm like,
I
but you're not
watched
a
it.
housewives person. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I approve of that part of my life or I'm proud of it, but I
But it
watched it.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And James would wear $400 Italian shoes. He always like had his hair done, fancy suits. Like he was living the life of
Yeah.
an artist. Many of the artists say that, you could say a lot of things about James, but he was a good artist. He
Did he
really
have
was.
rich parents? It
Did
feels
he
a
have
little like
rich
parents.
parents?
Yeah. I didn't look into that, but it
Maybe.
feels a little like maybe he came from something like, some
Maybe.
money. Yeah.
No, he didn't, because remember he said that he made a comment when we meet him that he grew up in Detroit, not
Oh,
those fancy
right.
suburbs like Lisa Frank. He's like, I
Okay.
didn't grow up
Yeah.
in Bloomingville or whatever the fuck it was.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So Lisa and James were often at odds in their styles, but they seemed to make it work, and the company starts growing at a crazy rate. And so management is going to manage, and they decide to cut everybody's pay to basically minimum wage, because as they're making more profit, what a better time to
Yeah.
fuck everyone over that's helping them and making this work. And so they cut everybody down. And these artists are all like, yeah, I could have gotten a different job, but again, where am I going to work as an artist?
Right. And you just see that these people are taking advantage of their employees for sure. And
100%.
a lot of corporations, unfortunately, I think do that. And it's just, I don't know, makes my blood boil a bit.
Yeah, I can really go on a rant about capitalism, but I will not. So there's a real wide berth here between how Lisa and James are living and how the employees are living. So James is made president in 1992, and they reveal they're a couple, and nobody knew that. They're just like, surprise, we're romantic, we're fucking, surprise.
That's kind of weird. I feel that it's more improper because they didn't actually disclose it.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But like, if you're the owner of the company, do you have to?
I don't know that you have to.
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, because they're partners. So maybe you don't have to, but
you should.
You should. And if they had I feel like good PR would say that would be better for them.
Yeah, I heard once that HR is there to make sure that the company is protected at all times. HR is not there for you. They're there for the company.
Yep.
And so I'm just thinking like there's a big difference between what companies should do and what companies do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so yes, they should have disclosed this.
Right.
But they're not going to.
They also have a duty to protect their, shareholders. I mean, this wasn't a public company though, but they were protecting themselves as the owners.
Did she ever take it public?
I don't know.
I don't think so. They didn't mention it.
Yeah, and I don't think
I feel like I feel like they would have talked about an IPO.
Right. They definitely would. And he wouldn't have had 49% and her have 51. Like that's already 100, when they were in their divorce.
Now that's math. I understand. Shubman, thank you.
I didn't
so,
yeah.
So they have this big opulent wedding, and there's an employee who offers to videotape the wedding because, it's 92. And James is being real bossy and just being a general douchebag. And I wrote, he is definitely the type of guy who doesn't tip. Don't you think? Like if he has bad food in a restaurant, he won't tip the wait staff, even though it's not their fault.
I don't think they tip anyone. I mean, they barely want to pay their employees. Right? So
it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. They're living very well. They have a private jet. They build a new headquarters. It's 320,000 square feet. You could see it from the air when you're flying into Arizona. She gets pregnant. They have 2 sons, Hunter and Forrest Green. Now, I have to admit, that's pretty clever.
That is. It's cute, but it's also like, I would feel weird if I was a kid and I was named after a color.
Your name was Hunter Green?
Yeah.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
Yeah, to calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit because there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one
definitely
to chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what variety.
Yeah,
but
maybe
I feel
he needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
And we can use Lumi Gummies as well.
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out. Before I meet my arch nemesis in the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. So Lisa, she's a mom now and she starts to back away from the company and she's working from home a lot and James just takes over full force.
Yeah.
And he kind of becomes a nightmare to work for and the morale plummets. He writes a newsletter. The newsletter is called Frankly Speaking, which I have to give him credit. That's real creative.
So punny. I love it. Yeah.
And he basically writes in his manifesto and he's like, be loyal. Disloyalty is a character flaw. And I was like, did Cody Brown write this?
I know.
Is this the family mission statement?
I know. God.
Respect the boss's time. Don't tread on his turf. Keep the boss informed. And these principles will serve you well. Now, have you ever worked in a place with this kind of code or... I don't know what this is.
Not openly written like that, but yeah, kind of. I had this one job where I was a contractor there and they told me they weren't going to tell me until about a month before my contract ended whether I was getting renewed.
Surprise.
So I know. Yeah. So I was like, well, I should start looking for a job then. And I got another job. And when I told them like 5 weeks before that I was going to leave, they were like, we were about to like renew you next week. And, why didn't you wait? And why didn't you have loyalty? And I'm like, well, I have bills to pay. So that's my first priority,
Yeah.
So
I've worked for some real shitty people. I've had some real shitty jobs, but I never worked in a place like this. You know what I mean? Where they were like, you need to be loyal. Like, I don't know. It just feels weird to me.
Yeah.
So in episode 2, Shubnam, we meet James. And am I into James?
He seems a little your type.
Shame.
I
I'm
saw that
into him.
coming though.
Shame.
I'm into him. I hate myself for it, but I'm into him.
Yeah.
There's something about him that kind of reminds me of Timmy. It's like this like punk spirit, like fuck everybody, fuck you, fuck that. I kind of like that.
I've only seen like a couple of pictures of Timmy on Facebook, but I already got that sense. It's like I feel like, there's a little bit of a similar vibe there.
There's a Venn diagram here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's like, I am the documentary. I'm the man behind Lisa Frank. Like this guy just thinks he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And he says, look, I grew up in Detroit, not Bloomfield Hills or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And he says he's been an artist since first grade and he's like a legit artist. He said his dad really supported his choice to be an artist and he's an airbrush artist. Now, I will say, this guy has an Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And he's been doing his art. I'm into his art. There is a particular print that I'm trying to get him to sell me.
Oh my gosh.
He has not responded yet.
Oh wow. So does he still do cutesy stuff like Lisa Frank, or is it
not
different?
really? It's more like vintage advertising art in a way.
Oh my gosh, that's
kind
really
of
cool.
Let me see if I can find it and I can send it to you.
Yeah, I just found it hilarious that, this guy that prints like rainbow colored cats is like really trying to get a street cred by being like, I was born in Detroit. It's like,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So here's the one I'm obsessed with. How do I send it to you where you can see it right now?
you can put it in the messages maybe
Okay, let me see if I can do that. Paste. Okay, it should take you to his Instagram. He's done this octopus.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm kind of obsessed with it.
It's so cool. And I love the shadowing that he created the shadow of the octopus.
Yes.
So
he does really cool stuff. A lot of it is animals. It looks almost digital. I don't know what the medium is.
Right.
My father, my sister would be better equipped to answer that, but it's real cool. So I'm trying to get him to sell. I don't want to buy the original piece because I'm a podcaster. I don't have that much money. But I'd like to buy a print of it. If he can make a print of it and sell it to me for like $30 or $40, I would absolutely buy it.
Yeah. I liked your comment. Hopefully it'll get amplified and I'll respond.
BDFs, you know what to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So he claims Lisa called him out of the blue. He never knew how she got his number. And she invited him to Tucson to be her first artist. But he gets there. So this is where we see there's already something up. Because, and again, we don't know if he's a reliable narrator. So we're taking this with a grain of salt because this is James' story.
Yeah.
He says when he got there, she already had someone else and immediately pitted them against each other, like Gen X style.
Yeah.
You got to compete for this job
contest.
if you want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she makes it a contest. He designs the logo, which is just her name, but it is a great logo. And he wins and he's hired at $12,500 a year.
That seems quite low.
Doesn't
right?
it? Doesn't
yeah,
it?
but maybe they didn't have a lot of money as a brand at that point. But he probably got equity, I'm sure, because he had equity later. So maybe that was part of it. Yeah.
So he essentially does all the marketing. And he's kind of the one who does this, like, write to us. Tell us about your obsession with Lisa Frank. Like, he is a marketing genius. I will give him that. And many of the employees corroborate that he was the man behind all of that. So if that is true, he's a genius.
Yeah.
Because that's what really worked with that brand.
Oh yeah, that's what drew me in, and like it was so friendly, and
Did you write to them? Did you write to them?
I was trying to remember, did I write to them? I feel like me and my friends wrote a letter, but I don't like remember all the details of it.
So unlike me, you were not writing to Ronald Reagan.
No, I wasn't. Right? Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know. I was more into watching Full House than I didn't have the patience for the digital age was already taking me over. So.
So he admits he is a control freak, and he says, you needed to be. The artists when I got there were a bunch of hippies smoking weed all day, and I needed to clean house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because in my imagination, excuse me, I could see a world where like you have all these hippie artists smoking weed, and James comes in and he's like the 80s yuppie, and he's like, you need to make room for me and my cocaine.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, the 80s coming in, literally.
Yeah.
So the company goes from James and artists airbrushing everything by hand to digital design. And he says what he did is he just built a brand around Lisa Frank as an artist.
Yeah.
And he says, he kind of says that Lisa focused more on sales, which is difficult and important in its own right.
Right.
And he says, yeah, I hate, and this is what I like. I hated executives. I couldn't be around those assholes. Like, he's just like, I wanted to hang out with the artists and do my thing.
Yeah. I've seen in many companies where they'll have like, either like a president and a CEO kind of position, or like a president, vice president or something. And one of them will be like external facing and one of them will be like internal facing.
Yeah.
I actually had a boss of mine once say, who was the internal facing one, like, I'm the stay-at-home mom and he's the I was like, oh, okay.
That makes total sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of like a weird patriarchal way of saying it, but I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah.
Well, I once had a boss that no one would talk to, and they all talked to me as a way around her because she was quote unquote bitchy and crazy. That's how the men would talk about her in the office. It was gross. Yeah.
That's insane.
So they would just come to me, and I was like making $8 an hour. I was like 21 years old. I'm like, what the fuck do I know about anything? Oh, that was fun.
They're like, you're nice.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So she also did product development, which I feel like is an important part of this. So now the producers say, James, how did your romance start? He goes, fuck that. I don't want to deal with any of that. I can tell you it was a bad business idea, though. Yeah. He says they just hung around each other a lot, and he's hesitant to say he loved her, and he kind of says that she really pursued him.
I take everything he says with a grain of salt.
I do too. He's an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, I feel like he probably wanted the job initially more than he lets on, and he probably wanted to marry her more than he lets on.
Yes. So the producer now says, were you excited to have kids? Not really. I was a good dad, though, on weekends. Okay.
I don't know how
this guy is.
Yeah, he's that's even Cody wouldn't say that.
Even Cody would not say that to a camera.
Yeah,
you're correct.
Exactly. Yeah.
So James claims that Lisa just wanted to stay at home, and he tried to beg her to come to work, but she didn't want to. There were employees who worked for her, never even really met her. And it was a big deal when she would come into the office. It was usually when they had like an outside meeting with important people or something like that, then she would come.
This makes sense. Like if it was, she was the external facing, like going, maybe trying to meet other brands or people to collaborate with or things like that.
The idea that the creator of the company is hands off makes total sense to me. I don't know why. Yeah. I'm like, that is the goal, I think, of somebody who creates a company, that eventually you can take a step back and hire good people to run it for you.
Right.
So in 2000, the Spice Girls, or Spice Ladies, or Spice Women, as they're being called. And does he call them Spice Ladies?
I think so. And he's like he's trying to, he really wants his street cred, but I'm like, you're part of this brand, buddy. Like,
The Spice Ladies make their way onto the scene. And he's like, so we started creating girls with attitudes. I don't remember the part of them creating girls.
Oh, I do. I think that was towards the end, or the end of when I liked them, or when I was age appropriate or whatever. But yeah, I remember those girls. I was excited about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now morale plummets, and James would walk around, he would berate artists, and all of this, everything that I'm saying, is corroborated by these testimonials of different employees. I don't have all their names because there's so many of them, but they're all kind of echoing the same stuff.
Yeah.
And people start leaving. One guy starts drinking. They worked long hours. They're basically just trying to survive. One dude is fired for needing to leave to manage his diabetes.
Gosh,
They say their phones were tapped, their emails were monitored. One woman had to leave a few minutes early to go to the bank, and she slipped out through the warehouse. They caught her. And James ordered the doors locked from the inside, which if you ever watched Lean on Me, that's against fire code and you can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So the HR person is Rhonda Rowlett, I think.
I think Rowlett, yeah.
She's like, this is all a lie. You can't fire people for talking or for having diabetes. That's illegal. And I've seen this before. Like HR people will say this kind of stuff like, that's illegal. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But just because it's illegal doesn't mean you're not finding some other way to do it.
Right. So it's illegal to do it for that reason. But if you want to get rid of a person, you can usually find a reason.
You're not writing on their exit form like, we fired Stan for having diabetes. You're writing, we fired Stan for not agreeing to stay when we needed him to, or something like that, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But it's because he had diabetes that he couldn't stay.
Right.
But you're just leaving that part out.
Yeah.
This is HR scamming 101, people. Come on.
Yeah, well, like also...
Everyone who's in HR right now is like, fuck you. Sorry, guys. I'm sure there's plenty good HR people.
Of course, yeah, but like if there's a job that requires you to like pick up heavy boxes and then you get an injury where you can't pick up heavy boxes, it's like they can say that you aren't able to do the job, even though it may be for an injury.
Yeah.
And in some cases that's legitimate, and in some cases people are assholes. So
yeah, I do want to say that in the two places in my life that I worked the longest, which is academia and the TV station, I had very good experiences with both HR departments. So I just want to clear that up.
I've had, it's been a mixed bag.
When I worked at Sears, like when I worked retail, that didn't go so good.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have a nice manager and a good job now. So,
well, I am the HR here, so we'll see how that goes.
I think you're a great HR person.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now some of the employees are like, James was totally on coke. And James is like, you don't do coke at work. What are you talking about? Every other place and time, yes.
Yeah.
But not between the hours of 8 and 4 when you're in the office. What do you... Guy, that's not what they're saying. They're not saying you were doing coke at work. They're saying you came to work coked up.
Yeah. He's like, I did it at 7:59, not 8 o'clock. Okay.
Then they talk about this accusation that James like tipped over the artist table. And he's like, yeah, probably fucking did kick it over because it deserved to be kicked over. This reminds me of, have you ever had do you work in creative space often? Like, have you ever had anything creative sort of rejected or anything?
I haven't really. I haven't done as much work in creative spaces. So yeah. I hope to in the future, but
well, your podcast is creative.
Yeah. And only the people can reject me because I'm the owner of that. But
being a writer, I've had a lot of rejection, but one of the most insidious incidents that I had was I was in college my senior year. I was taking this workshop. I signed up for this elite poetry workshop.
Okay.
With this Vietnam poet. I can hear Amanda laughing right now. With this poet who wrote about Vietnam extensively, and I wanted to take his class. So I applied and I got in, and only 10 seats were open out of 100 or 2 applicants in the English department. So I got in. I was super excited. And he had to leave the university because of inappropriate relationships with a student.
Oh my gosh.
Right before the class started. So we had this other guy come in, and I don't want to use his name, but it's he was in the poetry circles, he's well known.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, well, we'll give this guy a shot. And he was just a hard ass. Like, and poetry is so subjective.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you say if it's good or not, right?
Yeah.
Although, I don't know. I've read some bad poetry, so maybe you can.
Yeah, I think I used to go to poetry readings when I was a teenager a lot, and I think there's definitely bad ones, but I think I just like a lot of it if it's performed well, if it's if it's interesting. There's a lot
I love spoken word.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So I wrote a poem about my parents getting a divorce because they were getting divorced when I was
Okay.
in my senior year of college.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to write a poem about this plant that my dad had that he was trying to keep alive. Obvious metaphor here.
Yeah.
So I wrote it and I gave it to him and he ripped it up in front of the class.
Oh my gosh.
And he was like, this is an example of what happens when you're too close to something to write about it. Try again in 6 months, and threw it in the trash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy because do you really believe that? I feel like when you're in the thick of something, sometimes that emotion comes out even more.
I think that when you are, yes, I think I'm somebody who uses writing as a way to process things.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps me to write as I'm going through it. But I think that you become more objective and you can make some of the bigger universal connections if you do have a little space from it.
Yeah.
But I think the drafts should begin inside the incident if you can do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when I wrote Fat Girl Skinny, it was years after my divorce, but I had started writing about my divorce as it was happening. So like I had access to all that material.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you remember what it feels like to be in that moment.
Right.
So I don't know. That was harsh though. I've been a teacher for a long time. I would never fucking do that to a student. Ever.
Yeah.
All right. So now we learned that Lisa was berating James in front of everyone. Like they were just picking each other apart.
There are two. I'm just trying to figure out who's the alpha of these two, and
they're like both alphas.
Yeah, we never see Lisa, so we can't really get a sense of her. But I feel like they're both fighting to be the top dog.
What do you make of that? This is a documentary about Lisa Frank, and she's not in it.
Yeah.
Did you miss her voice? If you were Lisa Frank, would you not have wanted to take this opportunity?
I bet that she's the owner of the company now, and she probably just wants to continue her business and not have this reflected on her and the business as much. Like everybody that participated in it doesn't work there anymore.
I think it's a huge risk though to your image because you're not in control of the narrative now. Like you're not anyway if it's a documentary kind of.
Right.
But at least you can present some story of yours. Like even if we just had an interview of her talking about what an asshole James was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe there's also some legal stuff going on, so maybe she was like advised not to.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering. So inevitably they get divorced. And James says, my dad said our marriage would last 10 years and it did, right? Like almost to the day.
Mm-hmm.
A huge fight is now on the horizon for this company. Okay. Now we meet Hunter Green.
Yeah.
Let me go through it and then I just have a note. What is happening?
Yeah.
So he is Lisa and James' oldest son, and he does some TikToks to trash his mother. And he says he took one down because he was nervous his mom would sue him because she sues everybody. He says, my dad is so fucking amazing. He created Lisa Frank. He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT of art. He is my hero. I have his art tattooed on me, his initials. I love my dad more than myself. I would take a bullet for my dad. Shabnam?
This is really weird. They have a strange codependent relationship, and I think that he just wants his dad's money.
This is so bizarre.
I have never heard a kid talk like that.
My kids don't talk about me like this.
Yeah.
They're like that old lady who lives in the house. We tolerate her. And we call her up when we need money for vapes. But like, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is so clearly, like, to me, This read as a kid who is not secure in the relationship he has with his father. So he feels like he has to love bomb dad all the time because maybe dad's a little bit of a narcissist, aka Cody Brown, and he needs this ego stroking constantly.
Yeah.
And this is how Hunter is assuring that dad will love me. Dad will love me if I keep heaping this praise upon him. It's not healthy.
Yeah. Like he's like, I constantly have to, make displays of affection for this relationship to be maintained or something. Yeah. That's pretty sad.
This is not healthy. I think any therapist would look at this and be like, mm-mm.
Yeah. And it only gets worse.
Yeah. It's one thing to be like, I love my dad. I think I love my dad. I think he's a phenomenal artist.
Yeah.
I'm not getting his name tattooed on me and I'm not getting his artwork tattooed on me.
Right.
And I don't know if I'd take a bullet for him, to be honest. Sorry, Dad.
You're like, I got my own kids to raise.
Yeah, I got things to do.
Yeah.
So they get divorced after 10 years, like I said. And Lisa did not like James' family. We learned that. Hunter says, home was not good. My parents didn't get along. They fought all the time. And teams kind of seemed to emerge. It was me and my dad and my mom and Forrest. I could just keep hearing Forrest go, run, Forrest, run. Hunter says Lisa lost her parents at an early age, and maybe that's why she wasn't great to him. And he says she treated Forrest better than him. And Hunter was 10 when they split up. He was devastated. He says that his mother told him James was banging the HR head, Rhonda.
Yeah.
These were rumors amongst the staff. And now we get current Rhonda, and her little husband's like, dear, do you need a little pillow for your head? Like he's so, doting over her.
Right.
And she's pretty much like, I have never had an affair except with my husband.
Yeah.
Did you have an affair with your husband?
I know. Yeah. Just like she would never fire someone for diabetes. It's illegal. So she would never have an affair except for with her husband.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
So James tells the producer, tell me who's saying this. Tell me who's saying this. And the producer's kind of like, everybody is saying this.
Yeah. He wants a name so he can go harass that person.
Yeah. And the producer does not give him a name smartly.
Yeah.
So when they got married, Lisa gifted James 49% of the company. And he's like, this was not a gift. I created the company. That was not a gift. I worked for that. Yeah. And I do agree with that.
I agree with that too. I wonder why it happened around the marriage. That's weird to me. Not that I think it's a gift. I'm almost like, did he marry her because he wanted part of the company? I don't know. It's weird.
It's a weird timing. Yeah. So Lisa tried to kick him out of the company. She sued him. She tried to make the case that James and Rhonda were colluding to sell the company without her knowledge. James is like, that's bullshit. We were at meetings. She was there. James tries to countersue to be able to go forward selling the company. And at one point, he says to one of the employees, hey, can you just do me a favor and throw all of that artwork and all the files on this little zip drive? And the employees are like, no.
Yeah.
So he says, that's bullshit, but I do wish I was able to keep it. It was my life's work, but it wasn't his property. And he says that like he's been told to say that.
Yeah.
It wasn't my property. I did not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me ask you. Can you legally keep another artist's work? I guess you can if they're employed for you.
Yeah. So if they created it during their employment, then you definitely, you own it.
Yeah, I think about when I was working for the mental health company when I was writing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't own any of that. That was all theirs. I wrote it for them. I was right to hire,
Yeah. So
hired pen.
Yeah. So software is also copyrighted, just like it's treated just like a book would be. And software companies, when engineers create software, it's owned by the company. So,
well, I can remember when I was talking to somebody. So when I was still in academia, I forget what the framework around this conversation was, but I was talking to a faculty member about my former podcast, Gen X, This Is Why.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something like, make sure you don't record any of it here or use any of the university's equipment to record it.
Yeah.
Because then the university has a case that it can be theirs. And I was like, ew. And I don't know if that's right or not, but it just felt gray enough for me that I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything here. So like I was real weird about it.
Yeah, it like they might, depending on what the contracts are like for using the space and
Right. Like
what your relationship was with
would they
them.
have gone after my $500 a year? I don't know.
I know,
Maybe.
right? At that point, it's like, why would they do that? But you never know. Like,
so they fight this out for years. And in 2005, James and Rhonda are officially removed from the company. 6 years later, James is forced to sell his shares back to Lisa. So he still gets money.
yeah.
He got a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure
probably.
he got a lot of money. Yeah.
So James says Lisa got really nasty with custody and he couldn't see the kids and he had to watch their baseball games from like center field somewhere out in the stands.
So this is the guy that was only a parent on the weekends.
Yep.
Like, I just wonder, how hard was he trying to watch
Thank you.
the game?
Math is not mathing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, this was really interesting because Hunter's like, I remember one time I hit this home run and I looked at my mom and she hadn't even seen it because she was looking down and the producer's like, well, what was she doing? Maybe she was working. He's like, yeah, maybe she was working. He's like, I don't know though. I don't think she really did anything. My dad was the ambitious one. He's the one that always worked. And the producer goes, why is it okay if if he's working and she's not?
Yeah.
Hunter doesn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah, exactly. Like his dad's really kind of done a number on him. And I think he hates his mom for maybe some legitimate reasons. And then he just adds like everything else. He just piles onto that.
Yep. And I'm not saying Lisa Frank is a great person. I think they both suck.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's some chauvinism here. There's some misogyny here, 100%.
Yeah.
At 14, in his formative years, Hunter goes to live with James and it shows. And James says, Forrest, he's a work in progress. I didn't have the chance to be in his life, so we will have a lot of catching up to do. Why didn't you have the chance to be in his life? If Hunter was 12, and that would make Forrest like maybe 10.
Yeah.
He has every right to have shared custody with.
Yeah.
Unless he probably didn't fight for it.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like each one picked a kid. And like I kind of notice in certain families, like the baby sometimes gets closer to the mom and the older ones are kind of like daddy's kids kind of thing. I think there's a little bit of that's natural. I feel like they just like picked the kid and then decided to just like forget the other one.
Yeah, we're just doing teams here. Now we're just we're gonna have teams and we're gonna compete. It's gonna be like Timmy and I always used to joke like we should each take a twin and raise them independently and see whose does better. Like that's kind of what they're doing.
Yeah.
So 2008, the company starts to go down. There's a skeleton crew. One of the artists gets called back and he's like, well, James and Rhonda are gone, so this will be great. And he's like, no, was a nightmare. Lisa's a monster in her own right.
Yeah.
In 2013, this became an article in Jezebel, and Lisa Frank is essentially circling the drain.
Yeah.
So now we have the final act. We meet Peter and Jessica from Glamour Dolls Makeup. Mm-hmm. And Peter says he came from nothing, started his own business, met Jessica, teamed up with her. Together, they created this company. She was a pretty well-established makeup artist for MAC Cosmetics.
Yeah.
They launched Glamour Dolls in 2013. The business is going well. They're hustling. They decide to do a collab with Lisa Frank.
Yeah. They're
cruelty-free. Their products are like vegan. And they thought, well, Lisa Frank must love animals because she draws them.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Yeah. Yeah. But this lady, like, you can't help but love her. Jessica, I mean.
I know, I love her.
Can't help but love her. Yeah.
I love both of them. I feel terrible for both of them.
Yeah.
So they also kind of realize like nostalgia is really big in the 2010s. Like it's huge. And so they make a deal with Lisa Frank and they turn to Kickstarter to raise the funds because they had to pay her like $100,000 up front or something. They claim that the three of them went to Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. Now, you know what would have helped this whole situation? A representative from Kickstarter saying, yes, we met with Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
And that she seemed excited and she was on board.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we needed right here.
Yeah.
Because all we have is Jessica and Peter's word that Lisa went with them. I believe them. But, you know, a little evidence to corroborate that would have helped.
Yeah. I think Kickstarter's like not getting involved in this one. You know?
So Jessica says right after they left Kickstarter, the tone changed. Then she starts talking about some of the prototypes. They're really cool. They had like the Trapper Keeper with the eyeshadow palette, which was a great idea.
Yeah.
They had the nail polish with the unicorn horn,
So cute.
which was a great
Yeah.
idea. All of this was great.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa didn't like them. So she kicked Jessica off the campaign and refused to talk to her and would only talk to Peter.
Yeah. There's some, I feel like Lisa, maybe she wants to be the only female boss. I feel like maybe there's some of that in her. Like she doesn't seem to be supportive. She seems like extra hard on Jessica.
Yes. And I wonder if there was a part of her that was like, these are really good ideas. They're going to make a ton of fucking money.
Yeah.
And I should have negotiated my contract higher. And I'm going to wait and drag this out. Like, I do think she dragged it out deliberately for whatever reason.
I don't even think she needed to make her contract higher. It was already imbalanced in my opinion. I think she was just maybe, like you're saying, kind of jealous. And she knew that if she helps this person maybe could be more successful than her.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. So Jessica admits they saw red flags. They even read the Jezebel article and ignored all of the warning signs.
Well, you see that in the way she talks about Lisa Frank. Like she's still kind of fangirling over her even after everything. It's kind of sad.
So they announced the collab. They get an influencer to do it. And basically people go crazy. Major retailers are calling. Kickstarter emails them and copies Lisa on it. It's like, you guys broke records. And it looked like they raised like $370,000 in a weekend.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So now Lisa starts acting a fool and she's getting them to revise things like 100,000 times. For example, the cosmetics bag, they had like this vegan leather cosmetics bag. She wants them to start over a plastic vinyl.
Yeah.
But the backers have already backed this campaign thinking they were getting those specific items.
Right.
So you can't bait and switch.
Yeah.
So Lisa's basically like, I don't give a fuck. Plastic is vegan. Shut up. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they decide they're not going to throw Lisa under the bus here. They're just going to try to get through it. So they burn a lot of their money on hiring consultants, hiring different artists just to please Lisa, to kind of understand. And Jessica says, we had a consultant in who was like, this is a bad deal. You need to get out of it right now. But we ignored them.
Yeah, I feel like they did the Kickstarter to maybe convince her that people wanted these items because they were having trouble with her before. And I think they just didn't realize, like, she just seems like stubborn and like a narcissist. And I don't think she was going to give in no matter what. She was going to do whatever she could to not make this happen, I think.
She makes Peter take her and Forrest to Greece for his senior trip. She claims it's going to be a work trip, but he's like, she wanted to stay in the best of best. At one point, Forrest and Lisa each had their own luxury suite in one of the most expensive hotels in town. What?
Yeah.
So he did this partly to get her to renew the licensing agreement, which was coming due, and they haven't had anything manufactured at this point.
Yeah.
So they need, she has them right where she wants them. They need this licensing agreement renewed.
Right.
So she does it, but she demands a lot more money. Like, it was already imbalanced to begin with. Now it's real bad.
Right.
The backers on social are complaining, and Glamour Dolls continues to stay silent. They start harassing Jessica's family. It's bad.
Yeah.
Glamour Dolls essentially goes under because of this. Peter and Jessica turn on each other. They find emails that Lisa Frank was sending backers saying they did not authorize the Kickstarter project. See, I feel like she had a problem with the Kickstarter.
I think she had a problem with the Kickstarter because the Kickstarter showed that these designs were really loved by the public.
But also, like, when they say later, like, Lisa Frank said, in one of the court responses, she was like, Lisa Frank did not want to be associated with Kickstarter because it looks like we're asking for money. Like, we need money. I felt that could have been part of it. Like, it's an image thing.
Maybe, yeah. But I looked into the Kickstarter terms of use a little bit. So the Kickstarter terms of use says Kickstarter provides a funding platform for creative projects that have yet to come to life. When a creator posts a project on Kickstarter, they're inviting other people to form a contract with them. Anyone who backs a project is accepting the creator's offer and forming that contract. Kickstarter is not a part of this contract. The contract is a direct agreement between the creators and the backers. So they're saying it's between you and the backer.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't possibly be held liable for all of the deals made on their platform. They would just be refunding people like crazy.
Yeah, and they require creators to have like a high standard of effort. And if a creator is unable to complete their project, they must make a reasonable effort to find another way of bringing the project to the best possible conclusion. But like, I think that's the most they can do, you know.
Well, these people are pissed.
Yeah,
that they didn't
as
get
rightfully
refund.
so.
Yeah. So Tassel Fairy, Amina Mucciello, who I adore.
Yeah, she's so awesome.
This woman who just has all this like rainbow colored hair and everything is rainbows in her life, and she's an amazing person.
Yeah,
she's an artist and she does these colorful posts and shit, and Lisa Frank starts commenting through social how cool it all is, like, oh, I'm a big fan of your art, da 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 da. We see the posts, they're coming from the official Lisa Frank socials. Now she creates like an Airbnb type situation called Cloudland. It's in LA. I hope it's safe from the fires. Oh, it's closed down. That's right. It's closed down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can stay there. And the place is amazing. Like, it's just like a rainbow threw up all over it.
Yeah. And I like that she added clouds in there, and the color scheme's like different than Lisa Frank.
I agree, because a lot of people were saying like, dude, you stole Lisa Frank's aesthetic. No, you really didn't. Lisa Frank had animals and stuff, and she didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah, she didn't have any animals. Her colors were like a little lighter, like almost not quite pastel, but like more
whimsical.
Yeah, more whimsical. Yeah.
So suddenly she's like, one day I start getting DMs about the new Lisa Frank pop-up hotel room. And how I must have designed it, right? And she's like, I didn't fucking design this.
Yeah.
Shubnam was in the building directly across the street from her and managed by the same people. Lisa Frank, if you're going to do this, at least do it in New York. What are you doing? This is so obvious.
I feel like, I wonder if some renter or some owners would have restrictions on what you can do to the property, and so maybe she was like, oh, if it's the same owner, we could definitely do that.
Wow. So they assumed that Amina had designed it because it was so similar. And if you look on her X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is, she does, and in here they show it, they do side by side. And I have here, like, this is one positive thing about social media. There's a lot of negatives. Yeah. But somebody like Amina wouldn't have a career in this without social media, right? Because she's literally a social media influencer.
Right.
But she also would not have had the voice to come out against a powerful company who is ripping her off. So I do think that in some ways, social media can be the great equalizer.
Totally agree. Yep. Yeah. Someone like her would not have any voice without her platform. Yeah.
So hotels.com is saying this is our design in partnership with Lisa Frank, and now Amina's business starts to go under and she falls behind on her rent, and the management company kicks her out on the same day the pop-up is opening. Amina gets real down. She spirals. Things get dark.
Yeah.
Then in 2020, Lisa Frank gets involved in the Black Lives Matter movement by do you remember everybody was doing this, putting the black square up?
Yeah.
Amina loses her mind. And I love her because she goes, it was intolerable. It was intolerable to me that this was happening. I was like, I love that phrase. Yeah. So Amina outs her and outs Lisa Frank and is like, look, I'm a creator of color.
Yeah.
This white woman came and stole my design and is now claiming that Black Lives Matter when she's not respecting creators of color.
Yeah.
So people on social start going after Lisa Frank, rightfully so.
Yeah. Good for Amina. She had I feel like this is where her power is.
I agree.
And I'm so glad she leveraged it, and at least in the court of public opinion, people know that this happened.
Yes, I agree. So Lisa Frank replies in a real bad way, saying, basically saying like, Amina's a liar and she's using Black Lives Matter as an opportunity to make this about herself. She's a person of color. Black Lives Matter is kind of about her.
Yeah, that seems like a tone deaf lawyer
It's bad.
move.
It's real bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah, it feels like some kind of a lawyer who was trying to set up. I get what they're doing. They're trying to put Lisa Frank in the most defensible position, but it just it's like very tone deaf and terrible. Yeah.
So in 2020, Morphe, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, I think so.
Launches a Lisa Frank makeup line, Chubnam, and they have a lot of products that are very similar to Jessica's. Mm-hmm. Right down to the exact artwork she was going to use on the Trapper Keeper eyeshadow palette.
So horrible.
Yeah.
Lisa Frank is just a total asshole.
Yeah. I have Lisa Frank does an interview and says glamour dolls are terrible. Where was she doing that interview? Was it in her subpoena?
Yeah, it was. Okay. Was it an interview or?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was like, yeah, that's right. But I'm not sure if it was that she told that she like did an interview or that she told a business, another business that.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah.
It was in Business Insider.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
It was in Business Insider. You're right. She told another business. Yeah. So now Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank start suing each other. And I have a note that do you know, is the case still pending? What's going on? But let me just finish. Where's Lisa Frank now? And then we'll get to that.
Okay.
So right now she's done a bunch of collabs with companies like Crocs, Casetify, even the group BTS. The factory is said to be reopening and she is focusing on the future. So what is the status of this lawsuit? Give it to us.
So most of the allegations were dismissed. And so I'll kind of go through like they alleged Glamour Dolls alleged four things against Lisa Frank: that she breached the contract, that she breached this implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing that every contract has, and two other causes of action: fraud and unjust enrichment, which is just like unrightfully making money off of people. Okay. The thing is, I think they had a pretty bad contract with her, like a pretty lopsided contract, which often happens because she's the bigger name, right? So that's not that weird, but it's hard to also prove that someone had bad faith, right? Especially when you're doing a creative endeavor, because they can so easily say, well, that just wasn't my aesthetic. I didn't like it. Like,
Right.
And so it was under those kind of responses where most of the meat of the suit was dismissed.
So it's important too, because sometimes when we hear that like a charge was dismissed or, a part of a case was dismissed, we think it's because the judge didn't think it was right. But I think the judge is saying here, like, you can't prove these things. So Correct. We're not going to litigate this.
Right. Okay. Right. It's just hard to prove that she
had malintent when she was rejecting all those designs.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now the case is going forward with just...
It's like I'm actually not sure exactly what's left, but it's like very little of the original counts. It's like, there's very little meat to it now, and I don't think it's really going to give them a lot of recourse, a lot of damages, money in the end.
Because unfortunately they had a contract with her. It was just a bad contract.
Yeah, exactly. Like she owned in the contract, it states that she owned those designs. So when she reused them with Morphe, that's technically not illegal. She's a total asshole, but it's not illegal.
And like you said, in the court of public opinion, we all think she's trash.
Yeah.
For doing that to Glamour Dolls. Mm-hmm. James, I know you're wondering where he is now. He is living his Margaritaville type life in Mexico. He owns a coffee shop. He owns a bar. He has an art studio. His art is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful.
He has a and I wrote, youthful looking girlfriend that I thought was a daughter. It's not.
Yeah.
Rhonda is like falling apart. She's having seizures. Yeah, she has she's really in bad health, and I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
Many of the designers have PTSD from this toxic work environment.
Sad. Yeah.
Lisa is suing some of the artists as they try to work in other spaces because she's a real piece of shit for that.
Yeah.
James has no regrets. He says, I'd like to give special thanks to the art department. You know, those guys were real amazing. And he's just like sipping his beer and looking out at the ocean.
Yeah, well, he's kind of washed his hands of all of this stuff as well. And he's just like, well, I got my 49% worth and I'm, living my best life.
With Hunter and my girlfriend. And then I'm like, is Hunter banging that girlfriend too? Because Hunter looked really chummy with her in that ending shot.
Maybe that's why he needed to get the initials tattooed on his arm.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Hunter and Dad, but something's rotten in Denmark there. Right. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's it. What did you think? Were you stunned that Lisa Frank was such a nightmare?
Yeah. The thing that's so crazy is it's such a playful, fun brand. You don't think that it's going to be so dark, and it's really dark. It's sort of crazy how they put all these artists and even themselves are, in these stressful situations and, doing crazy things, and they're making like beautiful cats and little girls. It's such a juxtaposition. It was really interesting to see because of that. But my favorite person in the entire thing was Amina.
I loved her too.
Yeah.
I will say that despite my it should have been an article. I'm not enraged over it because visually I thought this was a really well done documentary.
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was colorful. Like it was really well done.
Yeah. And the characters were interesting too, So
yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Why don't you tell everyone what you got going on over there at Chai After Dark?
Yeah. So we are currently doing Welcome to Chippendales. We're finishing that up this month. And then we're going to do White Lotus next month.
I think we're going to do White Lotus too. I'm so into White Lotus. I love it.
Me too.
That's another example there. That Mike White, who's the writer, director, everything. Like, he's brilliant because he's doing this like one chunk. They're like isolated stories. They're chapters and
they're so well done.
Well done. Nice tight narrative, like great characters.
Always beautiful locations. So, yeah.
And also Chippendales. When did that start? Was that in the 80s? Because that was a thing when I was growing up.
Yeah, it started in the 70s, actually.
Okay.
And then it went through until the 80s, and I think it finally died in the early 90s.
I want to say that there was a local club called the Woodlands. I think it's still there down in Wilkes-Barre. And Chippendales would come to the Woodlands like every once in a while. And I can remember like my mom and her friends maybe going. I'm going to have to fact check myself if my mother ever went to Chippendales, but I feel like it happened.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You gotta. I'd love to know that. The story gets really dark towards the end.
Of course it does.
It's just like this one. It's a playful brand, and you don't think it's dark. It's just like Chippendales too. You're just like, wow, okay, that got dark there.
So without spoiling anything, does it get dark? Like, is there a murder, or is it just like financially dark, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's death.
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, we can't have anything nice, even the Chippendales.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, listen to Shubnam over at Chai After Dark. You're at Chai After Dark on socials, right?
Yeah. TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and Blue Sky, and all kinds of other places. So.
Oh, I think I might be moving more to Blue Sky.
Yeah. Well, we don't really do our Twitter. I don't know if we
I don't
have
either.
one. Yeah. So definitely Blue Sky seems like the place everyone's having some fun these days.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. And if you haven't already, check out our Facebook group. We're doing soup threads in there. And now Michelle, one of our mods, has started a casserole thread. And there might soon be a knitting thread. So, if you're a lady of a certain age, you need to get in there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Link is in the show notes. And thank you for listening. And thank you, Shubnam, for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.